Hi all, welcome back. So today let's see a few of the Excel functions in continuation with our previous session, how Excel can be used to clean data. Today we are going to touch upon the topic of calculating different ratios in Excel, followed by how we can use a pivot table in Excel for data cleaning and identifying outliers. So let me quickly share the Excel sheet in continuation with the previous exercise, and let us calculate a couple of ratios on how it can be done. So let's calculate one specific ratio. This is essentially the same data set which we had used earlier for the data cleaning exercise. So let us calculate one of the ratio called the metro area to city area. So the metro area is present in the column G, and the city area is present in the column D. So a simple ratio for each of the cities specified can be given as G2, which is my specific cell, divided by the city area. So this is the ratio. So essentially metro area times for the city of Tokyo is nearly 6 times to that of the city area. So all I have to do is just double click on this and it gets filled automatically for the values which are available. For example, for the city of Shanghai in our dataset, we don't have the metropolitan area and hence the error of value. Similarly, let us compute the ratio of metro population with respect to the city population. So metro population is present in the column H for me. It's present in the column F for me, and city population is present in the column C for me. So this is the ratio with respect to the metro population to city population ratio for the city Tokyo, 2.76. We'll quick double click and we do have the values for all the cities where both the data are available. So let us see how much crowding is happening in the city area when compared to the metro area. We'll be calculating the density as a comparison between the metro area city to city area ratio, which we computed, to metro population to city population computation. So for the density, let us quickly select the population per area. So here we go. So this is how much the crowding is happening in the city areas when compared to metros with as a specific of the ratio. So in this way we can use Excel to compute different ratios between columns of data we have. Now let us quickly select few of the table columns and see how a pivot table, which essentially is a kind of table which provides us aggregated information of various records we have, and how we can use it to identify different outliers of the data and gather more understanding about the data we have in hand. Let me select the entire data set and click insert, go to pivot table, and I have selected the range for which the table has to be inserted, and I'm informing that it has to be created in the new worksheet. The moment I press OK, the pivot table gets created here. So let us quickly see how pivot table provides us information with respect to different rows of data which we have with. Let me pull the country into my rows section. So what happens is, in my data set, which in the previous sheet which we had showed, so these are the list of countries which are available. So as you can see, it provides us the unique information. For example, if we look in this, let me quickly put a filter and select, let's say, China. So as in China, we have about 20 entries. That is essentially 20 cities of China are present in this particular data set. So in my pivot, I just had selected the country, and as you can see, what I had got is the unique entry with respect to each of the country present in the data set. So let us quickly see how many times each country had come up in this particular columns. So for this country, I'm just pulling the same country value, and by default it has picked up the count. So as seen here, for example, the country Angola, it just came once, but whereas the country China, it came 20 times. Brazil had come 3 times. So this is just a sample of how to identify duplicates of data if the need be. So similarly, we can select multiple rows of data and with multiple columns, and if we have duplicates in our data set, we can just pull it one go to check the count of records. Now let us quickly select the population for each of these cities which are available. So let me pull in the city column as well. So as seen here, it provides us information at one go. For example, for China, these are all the cities which are available. For Colombia, Bogota is a city which is available. So this pivot is at one place where we get an aggregated view of the entire data set which we have in, and we can play around with the values for each of these rows to provide or to get meaningful insights from our data. So let me select the city proper population as values. And the values I can select either count or sum of each of these values. Let me select sum. So as seen here, in the data set which we have, at each city level this is the population, and at each country level the summation within this subgroup. So in this way, pivot provides us a single point of view for all the aggregations which we need for our data set. So using this pivot table, we can create a chart on which we can look at distributions of each of the values we had looked right away. So let me quickly insert a chart for these two columns. Let me quickly just select recommended charts itself, or here we go. So I just selected a simple bar chart where I had selected the entered data. So let me select only China as a part of our data set. It provides us just like the filtering options of Excel. For our pivot table for the chart which we created, we can just select only the country we need. So let me select China. So as seen here, this is the distribution with respect to population for different cities. So as seen, for the city, for the country China, the cities of Chongqing and Shanghai are the cities with the highest population. So if we're doing some analysis, we can look at like these are the outliers in my data set as an example. So or let me quickly instead of population, let me just go for few of the ratios we had calculated. Let me select the density which we had calculated, and let us select the values, the summation of each of the values. China is not having any of the values for the density we had calculated. So let us apply the filter on a country, let's say the US. So as seen here, Los Angeles is having the highest density. At one go we can see. So the densely populated city, when with respect to their between the ratio of their metro and city populations, LA is the one where the maximum crowding is occurring in United States. So this is the kind of insights which we can draw from drawing a pivot table and looking for the duplicates of data by checking the count of each of the values which we are looking at. And with respect to the continuous variables, we can create plots and look at outliers based on the distributions which we are getting in. So these are few more exercises which we can do with respect to Excel. Thank you.